Alhamdulillah, I am on live today to talk about different brief question with answers from Tennyson's Ulysses, a dramatic monologue. So, actually, question answer session is very important for the students. So I would like to represent some brief questions with answers from Tennyson's Ulysses. I hope the students will be benefited, must be benefited. My first question: who was Ulysses? In Greek mythology, Ulysses stands for Odysseus in Greek. He was the king of Ithaka. He fought in the Trojan War. He is the famous hero of Homer's Odyssey. Then, what kind of poem is Ulysses? We know very well that it's a dramatic monologue, it's a lyric poem. Next, what is the verse form of Tennyson's Ulysses? It is in blank verse. Undoubtedly, it is in blank verse. And what is the general tone of Ulysses? The general tone of the Ulysses, the poem Ulysses, is heroic. Then, what are the themes or central ideas of the lyric poem Ulysses? Perseverance, dissatisfaction, and mortality are the central themes of the lyric poem Ulysses. Thinking of the betterment of my students, I would like to discuss stanza. Now, how many stanzas are there in Ulysses? Actually, the poem is divided into three stanzas or groups of lines coinciding with the division of thought. The first stanza, lines from 1 to 32. In these lines, Ulysses is speaking to himself, expressing his dissatisfaction with his idle life and his longing for his former life of adventure. Then, second stanza, lines from 33 to 43. In these lines, Ulysses speaks to an unidentified listener about his son. Then the third stanza, lines from 44 to 70. In these lines, Ulysses is speaking to his old crew about the need to go again to the sea. And who was Ulysses' best friend? Ulysses' best friend was Arthur Henry Hallam. And when was Tennyson appointed to the position of the poet laureate? Tennyson was appointed to the position of poet laureate in 1850. And when Ulysses was first published, uh, it was first published in 1842 in Tennyson's second collection entitled Poems. Then, more important questions we should discuss. Uh, what is Troy? According to the ancient mythology, Troy is a city where the Greeks and the Trojans fought mighty battles. Then, who is Achilles? This is also a very important short question. Who is Achilles? We know very well that Achilles is the greatest of the Greek heroes who fought in the Battle of Troy. Next, what do the happy elves refer to? I am talking about some quotation, some lines, some difficult lines. I would like to explain some difficult lines, some important words from the lines. One of them is, what do the happy isles refer to? The happy isles refer to a heavenly place in the underworld. According to Ulysses, the dead versus heroes of Greece reside there. What does not unbecoming mean in Ulysses? The phrase means a heroic or adventurous man. That means not unbecoming men stands for or means or refer to heroic or adventurous men. In what context Ulysses says death closes all? Death closes all. In what sense? In what context? In which context Ulysses says death closes all? When Ulysses talks to his companions, he says this, reminding them about unavoidable death. He tells them that he, along with them, should do some noble jobs before they die, befitting the records of their past heroic deeds. Then, the most important one, they explain the verse form of the line, I am a part of all that I have made. Explain the verse form of the line, I am a part of all that I have made. That means it is an iambic pentameter line. Here is its escalation. I am a part of all that I have made. So name the figure in the line, I am a part of all that I have made. Here is the use of assonance because A has been repeated. What does Ulysses mean when he says, I am become a name? I am become a name. When he says যে I am become a name Ulysses means that he is well known, he is famous everywhere, that far and wide for his heroic deeds and actions. What tone of voice do you notice in? As though to breathe or life, the tone of voice in the line is resentful. Next, when was Tennyson born and when did he die? Tennyson was born in 1809 and died in 1892. To which college did Tennyson go for education? He went to Trinity College, Cambridge, for education. And what is the title of his first collection of poems? The title of his first collection of poems was Poems by Two Brothers. It included poems written by him and his elder brother Charles. Find out the figure of speech in the first lines of the poem Ulysses. It little profits that an idle king. It little profits that an idle king. There is an assonance in the five repetition of I. Similarly, there is an alliteration in the repetition of I. Sorry. Find out the figure of speech in little profits that an idle king. This means there is an assonance in the five repetition of I, and similarly there is an alliteration in the repetition of L. And what figure of speech do you find in the line masked with an aged wife I made and old? In M has been repeated twice in this line, so it is an example of alliteration. And now, what are the figures of speech in the line? Unequal laws unto a savage race. What are the figures of speech in the line? Unequal laws unto a savage race. U has been repeated twice. It is a case of assonance. In the words laws, savage, and race, A has been repeated four times. It is also an example of assonance. So, thank you very much. That's all for today. And thank you very much for your cooperation and coordination.